Welcome to the Roaming Yeti podcast, where we share travel stories full of nostalgia, interesting locations, and the tales behind those locations. I am your host and head Yeti, Beth Scalacci. This week, we are going to the Epcot International Food and Wine Festival. We went there earlier in September, but before I get into our experience this year, I want to give you a little background on the festival itself. As many of you know, Epcot opened its doors on October 1st, 1982, and one of its key features was the World Showcase, which includes pavilions representing different countries from around the world, and each pavilion showcases the culture, the architecture, and cuisine for their respective country. The Epcot International Food and Wine Festival is a popular event both for food lovers and Disney fans, and it's a great way to sample the cuisines of the world, learn about different cultures, and enjoy live entertainment. So the festival is an annual event, and it has taken place each fall since 1996. And it was originally conceived as a way to boost park attendance during the slower season. Imagine that there was actually a slower season in Disney. But it really bridged the gap between summertime crowds and then holiday crowds. The first festival was only a 30-day event, and it ran from September 28th through October 27th in 1996. It featured 25 booths representing the countries of the World Showcase, as well as gourmet food market, cooking demonstrations, seminars, wine sampling, and appearances by celebrity chefs. The festival has grown a lot in popularity and size over the years. But like many things, COVID really changed a lot of the festival. There's no more demonstrations. There's no seminars. There's no celebrity chefs. It really now is the food booth, and there's a concert series that takes place, which I have to say makes it, less special than in years past. I hope that they bring some of these back in the future, but I don't know. I mean, based on the crowds and the popularity, they probably feel like they don't need to, but it really lacks not having that. So hopefully they will bring those back. So I want to go into a little bit about our experience this year at the festival, as well as some past experiences. I'm not going to give you a booth by booth rundown of food. There's a ton of websites, and including Disney's website will tell you all the menus. And there's YouTube videos where people are tasting every single thing. We don't have the time. We didn't have the time, frankly, the budget or the appetite to do everything. So we did try some stuff. And we'll get into that. So the 2023 festival this year, it is running. Started in July 27th and is running through November 18th of this year. So much longer than the original 30 days. And as I think I've mentioned before with Epcot, there's pretty much festivals throughout the year now. So food and wine, I think it might be the longest one. As I'm talking and saying that, I did not check that number, but let's get into this year. There's a lot of the same and popular foods return each year. Some new ones are added, some old ones are taken away, of course. And the bummer for us is we went for a long weekend over Labor Day, which was great. But a lot of the booths that are going to have the new food offerings open on September 22nd. So by the time you hear this, they'll already been open. So if you're making a fall trip, you get to try some of the new foods, and you'll have to let me know how they are. But so we were a little bummed because there were some good ones that I really wanted to try that we missed. I feel like every year the festival and Disney in general, for all their special events, they have to have that one sort of Instagrammable food that sparks debate, quote unquote controversial. And this year, it seems to be that it's going to be the pickle shake. Yes, I said pickle shake. There's been a lot of people posting about it, talking about it, trying it. I love pickles and I love shakes, but you know what? We skipped it. There was a beer flight at that booth that sounded so much better, and we decided to go with that. So, you'll have to get other people's opinion or try the pickle shake for yourself. But we were at Disney, like I said, over Labor Day weekend, and it was hot. Capital H, capital O, and capital T. Probably the hottest I've been at Disney ever. Maybe the hottest I've been on any trip anywhere, even more than China in July. I'm not sure. It was bad. And why do I bring up this information? It's because some of the food choices that Disney makes for their food and wine festival booths just don't line up with that heat, especially for the people not from Florida. Especially for me, that brings my own personal internal heater everywhere these days. So, I mean, they just have some really good food, but it's just too hot. So let me give you an example. They had a noodle booth and they had some amazing sounding noodle dishes, but they were all served in a hot broth. And maybe if you're used to the heat, it's a great choice. Maybe if you're there end of October, November, and it's, a cooler day, perfect. But man, it was too hot to try. It was really almost too hot to eat, but we did try a few things. And we did a little sampling. We planned ahead what we wanted to do, and in the heat, it just sort of all fell apart. I'm not gonna lie. Worst, I'm sorry. I don't have the full report for you, but we did try a few things that were new, and then I'm going to tell you about some things that are still on the menu that we've had in the past and are very good. We had it was called grilled sweet and spicy bushberry shrimp from the Australia booth. It was very good. The shrimp were actually cooked perfectly. It was a nice, refreshing, really good choice. I was really excited about that. I did not try this next item. John did. He's my spicy expert. They were called the unnecessarily spicy yet extremely tasty Scotch bonnet pepper curry wings at the Brew Wing Lab. He said they were very good and they were spicy. So kudos to Disney, because often they say things aren't spicy, but these were. The Brew Wing Lab is also where the pickle shake is, but where we decided to partake in a delightful beer flight. In China in Epcot always makes me laugh. The restaurants aren't my favorite, but their food booths are always very good. We had chicken dumplings, and then we had a bowl of dan dan noodles. They were so good, and it was actually a really large serving, so I was glad we were sharing everything. But definitely check out the food booth in China. And like I said, I wanted to share some of the items we did not eat on this trip, but we have in the past, and again are available. There's a pasta gratin, I think is how it's said, with ham, onions, and cheese in Germany. Again, it's one of those sort of heavier ones, but one time we were there in November and tried it, and it was delightful. Also, the apple strudel in Germany is very good. There is a cheddar cheese and bacon soup with a pretzel roll in Canada. That's very good. My parents were actually with us on this trip, and my mom had that. She's braver than I am and went for hot liquids in the heat, and she really liked it. We've had that in the past too. There's also a filet mignon in Canada, which is very good. And then near Canada, there's a booth called the Refreshment Station, and they usually have different kind of poutines. And when we've had them, they're very, very good as well. So, again, we didn't hit all the booths. I don't have a food by food review for you. But they're some of our favorites, both new and in the past. But if you're there at the festival, in addition to the food, there are a few other activities. One of them is Remy's Ratatouille Hide and Squeak scavenger hunt. And it's a self-guided scavenger hunt. Takes you around World Showcase from country to country. And you're looking for statues of Remy from Ratatouille. And Remy is holding something in each one of these statues. So you go in and you buy a map. You buy the scavenger hunt map. And when you complete it, they'll give you a prize. Honestly, I had to laugh. The cast member's like, would you just like the prize now? And I'm like, no, we're going to go do it. And they're like, okay, well, you don't have to finish it to get the prize. And I was like, thanks. That's great to know. So, if you don't finish, don't worry about it. Take it back and you can get your prize for sure. But we definitely wanted to do it. In the map, it tells you country or booth that you're looking for. And then there's stickers with Remy holding whatever item for that country, and you just have to match them up. It's just a fun little thing to do as you're going from country to country, food from food. Gives you something to look out for and do as well. We had a good time. Some of them are really tricky, and we spent a lot of time walking around countries, but it's something to do. I think it was $10. And once you've found everything, you return your completed map. And this year's the prize was a reusable lunch bag with various Disney characters on it. There was a Mickey Mouse, a Remy, Figment, and one with characters from Encanto. So you get one of those, and when you hand in your map, you get to keep your map too. But of course, for my Figment loving correspondent, we picked up a Figment one for Julia for sure. And then in addition, there's another, it's not a scavenger hunt. They call it a cheese crawl. It's a meals fromage montage. And it's a cheese crawl at the festival. And to participate, you must purchase 5 items from a list of qualifying dishes available at select marketplaces. These are all found in the festival passport that you can pick up. And you collect a special stamp each time you purchase one of these. So after you collect the 5 stamps, you get a surprise for completing it. And it doesn't all have to be done in one day. You can, if you're spreading it out through your trip or you're local, you can do it that way. But we have not participated because we're usually not there long enough to try to get it all done. But it does sound a lot of fun for any of the cheese lovers out there who looking for a little adventure, a little challenge for you. And in addition to all the food, they do have the it's called the Eat to the Beat concert series. And it's a free concert series that takes place at the American Gardens Theater in the American Pavilion in Epcot. And the series features a variety of popular bands and singers. I won't say current popular bands and things, but it's really a fun group. The concerts take place 3 times nightly, usually at 5:30, 6:45, and 8. And you can sit in the theater for the concerts, or you can even do a special dining experience that gets you closer seats. But really, if you just want to hear the music, you can hear it all throughout the American Pavilion. So, grab a beverage, grab a coffee, grab a beer, grab a slushie, whatever you want. And you can just really enjoy it anywhere within that pavilion. Some of the performers this year are Boyz II Men, 98 Degrees, Ray Parker Jr., Sugar Ray's there, Hanson, Taylor Dane, and Big Bad Voodoo Daddy, and there's a lot more. So there's a lot of fun groups. It's names you've heard, you may not have heard for a while, but they're a lot of fun, and it's just a nice way to sort of break up the evening as well. So again, this wasn't a full booth by booth detail thing. But I did want to just offer a little advice for if you're going for the festival. Do a little planning ahead we went onto the Disney website where they had booth by booth what food was going to be there, just so we sort of ahead of time knew what we might want to be trying. And with that, it's not a bad idea to set a budget. The plates can, they can add up. And if you're just putting it on your resort magic band or your resort card, you're really not keeping track of how much you're spending. And if you're on vacation and that's your thing, that's what you want to spend, go for it. But if you sort of have an idea of how much you want to spend, they have these really cool food and wine festival gift cards, and it comes with a bracelet, so you can just have it on you, and it's just a small card, and you can put as much as you want. You can refill it, but it's just another good way that to keep you sort of on budget and know how much you're spending. I will say, if you can, go during the week, if possible, to avoid some crowds. It's a big festival. There's a lot of great food, the concerts. So a lot of annual pass holders and people that are more local come on the weekends. So if you can get there during the week, you'll probably get a little better access to the food booths. Grab a food and wine festival passport when you get to the park. This will help you see, where the booths are, times of things, what you need to do if you're going to do the Emil cheese crawl. So, it's just a good thing to have, and you can keep track of what you had, and it's just a nice little passport to have. I will say, if you're up for it, share the things to try more items. We like to do this, and then if something was really, really good, we'll get a second one of our favorites or something. But it's fun to try and share if you're with someone who's up for it. Bring, and this is going to be my new park. This is the first time we've done this, and it was a lifesaver. Bring a refillable water bottle. We had a plastic refillable water bottle, and we filled it up either in water fountains. They're having more and more bottle fillers, and really it was a lifesaver. Helps you keep hydrated, and then you can use that budget on the fun drinks and not water. So keep hydrated, spend that money on food and fun drinks, and go for there. And if you've been to a Epcot festival, or you've tried to eat in many places in Epcot, you know that trash can tops are totally acceptable as tabletops. They keep those trash cans so clean, and you can't always find a table to stand at. So trash can comes in handy, and don't at me. It's just how it goes. And if you've been there, you've done it. And just have fun and pace yourself. There's a lot to eat. There's a lot to drink. I think I've probably said it before. People sometimes lose their mind at Epcot drinking, and they start ruining it for a lot of people. So, have fun, pace yourself. Remember, it's still a family park, and, have a good time. And so I'm going to leave you with who's been to the festival? Have you been to the festival? Are you thinking of going to the festival? Let me know on one of our social media posts what your thoughts are about this festival, what sounds good to eat, what you've eaten that you love. Let's start that conversation. I want to know for sure. But I really hope these episodes inspire you to get out and roam, even in your own neighborhood. So please subscribe so you don't miss future episodes. And if you like what we're doing here, please leave a review and a rating. Also, to help support us, please head over to yeti2shop.com to pick up some Roaming Yeti merch. I'll talk to you soon, and keep roaming.